Hello Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Libra, we're going to do a general reading for you. It may or may not resonate because you know it's general. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended at the end of this video. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So Libra, we're going to get started here, and interesting pre-shuffle going on. Your energy kept coming out over and over again for the two different tarot decks that I'm using. I'm using my, what do we have at the bottom here? The Magician. That's nice energy too. And I would describe what the pre-shuffle was kind of showing me like your energy came in like boom, real strong and right away. Almost every split, I won't lie, it wasn't every split, but almost every split. The Justice card was in the split for the pre-shuffle of this deck, Heaven and Earth, and my Rider-Waite teeny tiny tarot deck. I thought that's really interesting. Like, I've never had a sign show up so strongly in the pre-shuffle over and over again. And it took me a while to shuffle these out. I didn't do any videos yesterday. I took a little break, get my son ready for school. Anyway, so yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to start with my Energy Oracle deck. We have the Angel of Strength at the bottom looking at you right now. We're going to start with the Energy Oracle deck. Oh, okay. I was going to pull out one card, but I'm hearing to pull out a card for both areas that I was going to be pulling for, which was current energy and future energy for you. Sorry, I have itch. So that's interesting. I was going to pull out one card as the main theme, but nope, now that we're in the reading, I'm hearing differently. One for each element in the present and in the future for you. All right, my scales of justice. Let's get started. Okay, I'm telling you, you were here and you were ready. Wow. Right now, you've got the fourth chakra. You've got the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Let's get into the future energy for you. I'm hearing some sort of a hope right now, or you're in the presence of a hope that maybe something has not worked out the way you hoped it would. Yeah, that's just it. Patience and strategy. That's what I was feeling. Like this energy, I felt like something was going to change in the future for you here. Before pulling out any tarot cards, I'm feeling like right now you're in the energy and you're in a cycle or situation that you had hope for, but it's not quite the way you wanted it to be. It's not quite the way you hoped it would be. It's almost like needing to be fine-tuned or finally adjusted. And look at, there you are in the future doing exactly that. I love this energy. You were right there in a really nice, not overbearing way, but I'm present. I'm here, Cindy. Read me. I'm hearing from you guys. And you've got patience and strategy. So I do feel like too in the future, you're ready for the long game, whatever that long game is for you. Yeah. You're ready to keep adjusting the game plan. You're ready to keep adjusting whatever comes forward and kind of, oh, look at this. Look at, I've got the feather and you've got a feather with strategy. So it's so funny because it's not very often that I put this shirt on. I think it's the only second time in probably a year that I've worn this doing videos. And I remember when I grabbed it to put it on, I remember the video that I wore it in. I don't remember if it was you. I don't remember who it was for, but it was supposed to be, as I sat down to do the reading, I heard this is the clarification you needed. Because, you know, sometimes a feather can represent the spirit world contacting you, or someone from the spirit world, or some sort of, so it has something to do with your strategy. I feel like my shirt has something to do with your strategy. So maybe you want one of these shirts. I don't know. At the bottom, all we have is the garden and the gate. I'm going to see how that unfolds. I mean, it could be seeing it just as simply and on the surface as it is that, you know, you're ready to go through something new here, but I think there's a lot more to this story than that. So the tarot will tell us all. Oh my God, I'm getting my hair cut today. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the first time in a year. I'm not gonna get too much off. It's taken me a long time to grow it out this long. I don't think my hair ever in my life has been this long. Not even as a little girl. I think the longest I had it was maybe here. So it's about that much longer than I've ever had it. So I'm not gonna take too much off. But it's kind of wild and untamed right now. And I have really thick hair. Maybe a touch of a thin out, but not too much. Anyways. Okay. Present, future. Present, future for Libra. Libra. The karmic scales of justice. Oh, I put it, oh. So I'm going to tell you what's going on in my yard here. So I got a problem with European starlings. So I know if you're in Europe, you're like, what's wrong with European starlings? European starlings and house finches are not native species to Canada. They were brought over by pioneers a couple hundred years ago, and they're an invasive species, and they're aggressive, and I don't like them. And they decided to come into my bird feeders, and it pisses me off because they're chasing away my native species birds, particularly my small finches, yellow finches, purple finches, red finches, whatever finches. So the little yellow finches were looking at me today. They came right up on the windowsill and they were looking at me, and I said, I know it's a problem. I gotta fix it. I swear to God, I just need to live in the woods, and I would be that crazy old lady that's speaking to all the birds and the squirrels, and it's just a problem. So what I've done is I've put, because I'll say, oh, there's birds on my railing here, because I have like a door. It's a little bit bigger than a Juliet balcony. I don't know what that's called, a Julienne balcony. But I put one of my suction cup bird feeders up there with seed for them. And then I'm going to go today and going to get finch feeders specifically. And they were almost about to come in. So they're probably they're just, checking it out. I only put it up a couple hours ago. It might take them a day or two to go to it. Anyway, so back to your reading. I'm a human being, though. You got to hear my stories. You can't just come and take from me and not receive. What are you starting with? Look at you starting with judgment for your current energy. Oh, it's good. I feel like you just told me to shut up. Like, cards, Cindy, just get the cards out. That's enough talk. This hair, yeah, I really need a haircut. All right. I would like 3 cards. I'm hearing 3 cards. So 2 more for current and 3 for future. Boy, you are moving. Oh God, I should have brought my glasses. I'm getting so bad. Oh, loss of pleasure. I thought it said loss of patience, which is so funny. Maybe I'm sort of meant to see it that way because you have patience over here. But look at, you've had this, so currently you've got judgment, 8 of Wands. See what I'm talking about? Like, yep. Like almost like arriving somewhere, going somewhere, ready to do something, but it's not quite how you thought it would work out. I told you, I get to where I don't even need tarot cards anymore. I just gotta sit here and read y'all. So yeah, that's exactly what's going on. But whatever it is, you're inspired. Like you're feeling really inspired with the 4th chakra. I want to say too that you're also, that's an interesting message. I'm hearing that you are aligning yourself with sort of like an archangel guidance system. Like archangels have come to help guide you here because you are somehow on a frequency or a resonance. You've made some sort of choices within your mind or your spirit or your direction or your strategy that is also in alignment with divinity. So divinity is stepping up to help carve a path for you here. And you're getting ready to do that with your deeper self, with archangels, with the universe, with help. It feels nice. It's not the kind of help like, oh, you poor thing, you need help. No. This is the kind of help that comes in when somebody sees you building something that has the potential to be great or good. So energy gravitates to it. And that's kind of like what I'm getting with this archangel. It's like, we recognize this resonance. Let's go in and make sure this succeeds. That's nice. Okay, in the future, there's always stumbling. I'm hearing there's always stumbling blocks. Well, isn't there? Wow, the Empress, so far looking good. Wasn't it funny? I'm shuffling again. I didn't continue to take off the top. Princess of Pentacles. I keep seeing patience in these P cards. We really need to put the glasses on. Well, it's a very thin calligraphy, right? So it's hard for anybody to read. Empress, like having a plan. Like I like this, the Princess of Pentacles is like the Page of Pentacles. So it's learning as you go, taking some careful steps here. No, okay, I'm told to just keep shuffling. There we go. Look at that. Material trouble, which is the Five of Pentacles, and then you have Temperance, which is patience. The Patience card in that deck to me is like Temperance. Okay, this is what I see. So I see you were eager for something, and you kind of got yourself there. This was a new beginning. This was a sense of a new beginning. I'm really being drawn to the fact that there's all this ocean energy. Oh, and then it's over here. But where, okay, so this is like the ocean. I don't know if you're actually in the process of traveling or you've been in the process of traveling, because too, I mean, this has a lot to do with movement and travel, communication. And then this is standing at the shoreline. Again, it's that sense of having a plan for something. And I don't know, like this could even be something that you try to create or build or acquire for yourself or achieve, like maybe even months ago. But there's a sense that right now, and then it was disappointing, or right now it's become disappointing. Something about it was disappointing. The previous plan, the execution of the plan was disappointing. This loss of, I keep wanting to say patience, which is really funny. Maybe you're losing your patience. I mean, this is a really uplifting energy with Judgment and the Eight of Wands. I mean, it's a sense of wanting to move, and then bam, it hits something that's disappointing. So maybe, I mean, you might be losing your patience in this, or you see, and Libra is so patient. I don't know. I mean, I'm an Aries and I'm the opposite of Libra. And I will say, every Libra that I know is so patient. So patient. Like, I just gotta go now. Can we just go now? It's okay. All in due time. So I think you're showing up well with that. And you're hanging tight. But what's interesting, where I started with this sense of like the ocean, the water, and then making the journey, getting there, sitting on the shoreline, having disappointment. In the future, you have the patience, like you're showing up with knowing how to balance your life. That's what I would say. And maybe that's why you were coming so strongly through in the pre-shuffle, like almost every split. There you were with the Justice card. So the Empress, you know that you are on the cusp of bigness for yourself. Bigness, a word, so enormousness, some kind of bigness, enormousness energy. But first, you got to start a little bit at square one. This is almost like, okay, this is what I find interesting, because this person is standing on the shore and disappointed, looking out at the water, maybe even looking out at where they've come. And sorry, maybe that was too high. And arriving to your point and destination, to this point in time, and being kind of disappointed. And then what comes in after the Empress is, it's almost like now she's deep into the earth, like deep into the woods, deep into the land, deep into wherever it is that you got to initially, but was disappointing. So you're kind of saying, all right, how I arrived at this point is not exactly how I thought it would feel or how I thought it would be. And taking a bit of time to kind of come to terms with that, let that process, and then coming out of it in the future and saying, hey, you know what? This is just a stumbling block. I can do this. I've got this. There's really, really big, beautiful, wonderful, enormous, bountiful growth for me here in the future. I'm going to tread carefully and softly. But there's a sense with the material, the Five of Pentacles, I can't tell, what did I say? Material trouble, the Five of Pentacles, that time is part of this strategy. And there may be points, but I think you're aware of it, which is really interesting. And I think the self-awareness of this would make it really easy to get through it, is that you're not going to get exactly to where you wanted right away. Like, there is patience needed, there is strategy needed. with this 5 of coins. And then here you come back into temperance, patience. You've kind of met it, and now she's standing in the water. That's why I feel like you end up arriving, you end up succeeding in what you wanted before. But there's obviously a change in course somehow for you, or a change in approach, a change in your outlook. Also viewing yourself as being in a very new experience and needing to navigate in that. Needing to understand the elements that you're working through here. Like the Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Is that really at the bottom? Oh, that was really, I'm going to say it's funny. But when I picked this deck up, oh, no, it's okay. When I picked this deck up to show you what I was using, the Magician was on the bottom, and below it was the 10 of Swords, but it was in reverse, and I don't think it was important. Anyways, but it's the bottom card. So I picked this up, and I was literally thinking, did I already pull off the Magician? Because this card is in the same spot. But no. So the 10 of Swords is at the bottom, but there's more than that. So it's the 10 of Swords, the 5 of Swords that's called Defeat, Ruin and Defeat sit here, and then you have the Lovers, and then you have the Ace of Wands. Wow. What a flip. What a big flip. Going from the sense of ruin and defeat, feeling completely, you're definitely not who you were when this journey started, with whatever element of your life this is. You're definitely not who you were when this started. And there's some things that you've walked away from. And look at this. I think a big part of this is walking away from that seaside that is connected with a rebirth that didn't feel the way you thought it would. And taking what you can, taking what you know, and moving forward into really positive choices. These positive choices are going to bring you like a really exciting and creative new beginning. What a really cool reading. Let's clarify a touch, shall we? I'm going to look at Judgment, because this is like almost having, this is the call to do something. This is a new beginning. I want to do this. And Judgment too, I'm hearing sort of like rehashing a plan. It's like a second chance, because maybe the first time it happened, it didn't work out. But you're coming in with a really nice energy. The universe really supports this. Judgment. The Star. Look at the Star, the Queen of Swords. I'll tell you the first part of this. This is like, if you had a dream, here it is. You know where you're going. You know it's clear. You're precise on understanding what it is that you see and what you want to do for yourself. And then something happens. There's the Tower and the 9 of Wands. So something happens here that dramatically changes your course somehow. It changes your course. It changes how you thought you would feel at the end of this. Feeling very tired and defeated. The 8 of Wands. Man. The Queen of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Man, Libra, you're on fire. You were on fire. You were on fire to move. Honestly, like, I don't think anything can hold this back. It doesn't matter if you're going to run into a little obstacle along the way, which I think you have or you do, and you just like, boop, boop, it's okay, boop, boop, it's okay. Keep adjusting. I'm being patient. I'm going to keep adjusting. I've got this. I'm going to figure it out as I go. Like, really, like, you own this. You own what it is that you want to do. You're really drawn to it. It's exciting. It's what you've dreamed about. But the loss here, the 5, Temperance again. Holy crap. Wow. Oh my God. You are on the path to happiness. You have Temperance and 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Holy shish kebab. That's all I can really say to that. Oh, wow, the Hierophant. What are you doing here? He was upside down. Oh. maybe legalities. I'm hearing legalities, borders, constraints, institutions, protocols, whatever any of those could be. Hopefully it's not all of that, because that's a lot. But boom, putting it in reverse, owning what it is you want, taking control over your life, taking control over your life. Because this landed in the, I have to rewatch the video to see when that came out and how it did that. I missed it. Nothing else came out? But with this, the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands, it's like nothing's holding you back. It doesn't matter. The Pope himself could come out and say, "Ah, child, now you shall not move forward." You just flip his dress up, shock him, and move around. Like, that's what that feels like. Dress or whatever that is he's wearing. All right. The Empress. Look at that. Like, do you see where that card went? Lately, I've been noticing my cards, they're trying to continue to tell a story by where they also go and land. So this one is landing on what was disappointing, what didn't work out. Oh, wow. This is the Four of Wands with the Empress. Man, for some of you, this could be a person. This could be a person that you have an intention towards. You want to marry, you want to celebrate, you want to create with this person. Maybe you don't want to marry. I mean, it could be, it's, well, you have the Two of Cups underneath. No, lovers. You have the lovers. Or love. It is love. But I think it is, but you're being guided in love right now. For some of you, it could be a relationship. I wouldn't discount that at all. Definitely could be a relationship, and this is big. Like, this is the big one for you. Whatever this relationship is, this is something that is going to grow, and it almost feels like it could last a lifetime. Oh, it feels so warm and cozy. Actually, it feels like really warm and cozy. It just takes a bit of time here. The Princess of Pentacles. This is like that step-by-step, cautious, wow. Talk about having everything in the right order. The Eight of Pentacles into the Ten of Pentacles with the Princess of Pentacles. So the Page is kind of like the first, I'm taking what I know in life. I'm taking what I've learned on my scholarly cycle, in the books that I've learned about life, in the cycles that I've been in, and I'm willing to walk into a new cycle, into a territory, into an experience that I've not had before, and I'm going to try to take the experience that I've already accumulated in life and just apply it as I can, but be open-minded and put the work in that I need to put in to move forward and to turn this into the biggest thing I can make it. The biggest thing, the most successful, the most abundant and secure thing that it can be. So what is this Five of Materials? Without putting out cards, I want to say it feels like something that you want to reverse, because we've got a 5 over here, right? With the 5 of Cups. Oh, yeah, you want to move away from it. Well, that makes sense. You're not going to make all of this with that. So you've got the Six of Swords into the Knight of Cups. There it is, taking that divine energy and taking it forward. Probably, too, you know, there's got to be a sense of conscious awareness that there are certain energies that cannot go forward into certain elements. So if an element did not have the energy that you had to move forward into it, you're going to be blocked on it somehow. There's going to be delays, there's going to be blocks. Or if there's something really divine in the future for you, but your energy is not quite there, there's going to be blocks, there's going to be delays to kind of get you ready into that energy. But I feel like I'm almost talking to say that for who is coming to this reading and it's resonating. It's almost like baby Libra, a Libra from months or a year or two ago. Like, you understand that and you're applying that lesson here. Temperance is in your future. What is this? So you got the King of Swords, which is interesting, because now we have two of your counterpart energies here. You have the Star and the Queen of Swords. Remember? That was your judgment. That was your new beginning. This was, yeah. But then something happened here. There was a spoke came off the wheel. A cog came out of the gear system. And it made you feeling very defeated and tired about the whole thing. Right? Like, that's what's connected to this Queen of Swords. Oh. This is a new beginning for you. It really is. It's a brand new beginning. Because now we have the King of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Remember, you had the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords here, which are being called defeat and ruin. And then you have, after that, you have love and the Ace of Wands. Like, if this is a partnership, there's love, but there's also like hot, steamy nights with that Ace of Wands, I guess. But, so patience here. Patience about feeling self-defeated. Allowing yourself to heal and come out new. I love that. Coming out of the Ten of Wands, or the Ten of Swords, and it being the Page of Swords. That's really beautiful. Pulling all of the swords of the past out of you that have hurt you, that have felt sort of like betrayed or backstabbed, whether that's from individuals or just circumstances in life, and pulling all those swords out, giving yourself a hot minute to heal with Temperance, and then being like this new and clear you, and young and fresh, and not feeling jaded and what did I say? Jaded or bitter? Yeah. Oh, I'm almost done here. I started watching Downton Abbey on Netflix. I don't know. I'm not really into it. I'm so into it now. It's so freaking addictive. But I think too, because all of the characters are so well developed and defined, and I love the fact that we get to see sort of like this, the echelon, I don't know what, they're not really dukes, the lord of the manor, and then the servants working below, and how they all have very similar lives, but you see it playing out in different ways because of their socioeconomic status. But the youngest daughter, I'm in the second season now, and the war has started, and the youngest daughter, her driver, chauffeur, he's always had like a big crush on her. And I think she's drawn to him, but she's cautious. And he tried to do something the other day, but I felt like he was upset at the war, and he's defining himself as a socialist, and which, you know, a lot of things that he's fighting for, I think really needed to be fought for back then and still do today. But he's becoming bitter and jaded. And I really noticed that, like, just the switch, the last episode, that's what I'm saying. I noticed in the last episode that I was watching, and I saw him again, like, talking to her and saying, like, I will pursue you to the day I die. And I'm thinking, he's not right for you. And not because of his socioeconomic status at all. It's because he's already so young, but becoming so jaded and bitter. And I thought, I was talking to the TV, I was like, so honey, that's only going to get worse. So if he's already like that now, you should walk the other way. And her sister's trying to warn her, but her sister's more trying to warn her, I think, because he's a chauffeur. But anyway, so I just thought that's interesting. That came in my head because I made a conscious observation of that, at least on my own level, watching that program last night before the power went out here because we had a huge storm. But yeah, because he's got to be like in his early to mid 20s at the most. And it's not so much that he wants to fight for these things, but his reasoning, and he's just bitter. His energy about it is really bitter and sour. So that's what do you have here? You have the Ace of Swords, and that's it. Then it's all reversed. New beginnings, new, clear, concise beginnings. I like that too, because you're strategizing and you're being patient here. You're playing the long game. And you're not allowing your mind to necessarily also be, what's the term I'm looking for? Like going from this Ten of Swords to the Page of Swords with the mind is not being cynical and critical. Still, like, allowing information to come in and be open to the possibilities of different things with the Page of Swords. Because the King of Swords, yeah, the King of Swords, it's almost like the defeat of the King of Swords. Like you're rebuilding yourself in a different way. All of the experience, everything that you've earned in life, it's okay if that needs to be completely changed. And maybe it didn't feel okay at first with two Ten of Swords. But in the future, I want to say in the not too distant future, it's going to feel okay. And you're going to be really clear. It's almost like taking all that experience, but still having an open mind. That's what I'm trying to say. It took me a while to get there. So there you go. Thank you so much, Libra. I'm going to go do the extended. I'm going to ask more about specific guidance for you and outcomes if you follow the guidance. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.